during the transition, Bhaskar Sunkar and I talked on this program about how if Trump and Steve Bannon, and we even at the time said this was a minuscule chance because the most high likelihood was that Trump will get in there and this will just be a Republican administration, which is what this is, just with a sheen of his added, mental illness on it and instability and narcissism. But that the basic agenda there is the whole Republican agenda. Destroy the social safety net, use that to subsidize permanent tax giveaways to rich people. But that if they had pursued an agenda where they actually fused together things like a Muslim ban, things like they're doing with immigration, the racist and bigoted and xenophobic agenda, which Trump has actually kept his word on, and even things that he didn't promise, like the transgender ban in the military. If he fused that with an actual effort to raise taxes on wealthy people, invest in infrastructure, and essentially leave Obamacare alone, that would be a very threatening political cocktail. Trump obviously has not done that at all when it comes to the economics and the inequality agenda. He's a pure Republican. So he's going to need to keep doubling down, especially as he fails and has loss after loss after loss. He's going to need to double down on what made his career in the first place, and that's bigotry and fear-mongering. Here he is in Brentwood, New York, talking to a crowd of laughing cops. And this really is, in some ways, this is to be expected from Trump.
Yeah, this is
the
about
response
Trump.
The response from the police is far more disturbing. And, the NYPD Association came out and disavowed this and everything. But these are cops in Brentwood, Long Island, responding in they're having a great time being encouraged to engage in brutality.
So that we can eliminate MS-13 and root out the criminal cartels from our country. Now, we're getting them out anyway, but we'd like to get them out a lot faster. And when you see these towns, and when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, you just see them thrown in, rough. I said, please don't be too nice. Like when you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, the way you put their hand over. Like, don't hit their head, and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay?
There's actually just a big bust in Long Island that happened over the weekend of affiliates of the gang he's talking about. And in the New York Daily News, they released a series of photos of victims in Long Island. I mean, this is a real issue of young men that were murdered by the gang. In the universe that Trump is promoting, these teenage victims of this violence, they would also be the ones getting beaten up and not treated gently in the paddy wagon. Do you think there's any distinction here for due process or any type of sensitivity? He's already taking an issue that's completely out of control across the country.
Guard the heads of the good guys.
Guard the heads of the good Mexicans. I don't want them to have a bruise before we deport them and their families. But absolutely, again, it needs to always be remembered that it's significant that you have a president, along obviously with an attorney general. They're still synchronized on encouraging massive police abuse. But the police response is very telling, at least in that community.
Yeah,
it's very
only
disturbing.
I think I could see one cop that didn't clap when that was happening, and there's one that didn't start until Trump turned around. But still, it's crazy.
It's crazy
that was and there was laughter even before it. That's very troubling.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos